Hello everyone. Today's story is called Brachio. It's written by Jill Eggleton and illustrated by Richard Hoyt. I think Brachio is a good name for this dinosaur. I'm thinking he might be a Brachiosaurus. He looks very happy. I wonder what these small dinosaurs are called. And what are they doing? Let's read the story and find out. Brachio. When the moon was hanging in the sky like a giant yellow ball, the night was right for the dinosaur boogie. Out they came from under rocks and under trees, big chomping, stomping dinosaurs, and mouse lizards as small as chickens. Dinosaur tails went flick, flick, slap. Dinosaur teeth went snip, snip, snap. Dinosaur legs went jump, jump, thump. Dinosaur bodies went wiggle, wiggle, bump. Wiggle, wiggle, bump. Wiggle, 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 bump. Brachio was an enormous dinosaur, bigger than a bus, taller than a tower, and heavier than 8 African elephants. Oh, I'm closing my eyes and I'm trying to imagine how big Brachio was. Can you think of a bus? I think he's bigger than a bus and taller than a tower. Brachio watched the mouse lizards trying to boogie, but when those long dinosaur tails went flick, flick, slap, the mouse lizards went flying over the treetops. When dancing dinosaur feet went jump, jump, thump, and their enormous bouncing bodies went wiggle, wiggle, bump, the mouse lizards got squeezed and squashed. So Brachio let the mouse lizards boogie under his titanic tummy. When Brachio did the boogie, the mouse lizards hid under the rocks because when Brachio's tail went flick, flick, slap, it was such a mighty slap, the trees went whooshing into the air. When Brachio's legs went jump, jump, thump, it was such a mighty thump, the ground went creak, creak, crack. And when Brachio's enormous bouncing body went wiggle, wiggle, bump, even the chomping, stomping dinosaurs were toppled and tumbled upside down. The chomping, stomping dinosaurs roared at Brachio. They poked and prodded and pricked him with sharp horns and spiky tails. They shunted and shoved and hustled and heaved until they had pushed Brachio away. I'm thinking these dinosaurs are really selfish and mean. I know this because I can see what they're doing to Brachio. Look how upset he is. Now the mouse lizards had no safe place to boogie. When dinosaur tails went flick, flick, slap, the mouse lizards went flying over the treetops. When dinosaur feet went jump, jump, thump, they got squeezed and squashed. And when big dinosaur bodies went wiggle, wiggle, bump, those mouse lizards went toppling and tumbling upside down. So Brachio stretched out his big body and made a circle with his enormous tail. He gently picked up the mouse lizards and plonked them inside. Now, whenever the moon is hanging in the sky like a giant yellow ball and the night is right, the mouse lizards do the boogie inside Brachio's tail. Sometimes the mouse lizards bounce on Brachio's big back, and Brachio makes his long, long tail go wiggle, wiggle, squirm, wiggle, wiggle, squirm, like a huge, enormous, humongous worm. And although he could trip up those chomping, stomping dinosaurs, he never, ever does. Let's have a closer look at the story. This story was about a dinosaur who was very kind and considerate. Remember, Brachio looked after the smaller mouse lizards. I wonder why it's important to be kind and helpful to others, especially those who are not as big or strong as us. Why do you think that's important? I wonder what you should do if someone is not being nice to you or bullying you, like the chomping, stomping dinosaurs did to Brachio. Can you have a think? I want you to go back and listen to the story again. Do you think you'd be able to join in with some of those dinosaur sounds? I wonder if you could act out some of the wow words that are in the story. Let's listen to them. See if you can say them with me. Boogie. That's another way of saying dancing. Chomping. Stomping. Thump. Wiggle. Enormous. Titanic. Toppled. Tumbled. Shunted. Shoved. Heaved. Plonked. Remember, Brachio plonked the little mouse lizards inside his tail to keep them safe. Who was your favourite character in the story? Could you draw a picture of them and write a sentence about the dinosaur you've chosen? Was it the kind and considerate Brachio? Or did you enjoy looking at the little mouse lizards? Remember how big they were. They were the size of chickens. Maybe your favourite characters were the chomping, stomping dinosaurs. Remember, when you've finished your picture and written your sentence, take a photo and send it in to your teacher to share with your classmates. Enjoy the story, everyone.